Hello, everyone. Let's get started. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, on behalf of the 23rd International Conference on Condensed Matter Nuclear Reaction, the local organizing committee warmly welcome all of you to this conference, and ICCF was initiated from 1990 in the US, and it has been successfully held 22 editions in 10 countries. It circulates in 3 major continents, America, Europe, and Asia. So in the history of ICCF, this is the second time for China to hold the ICCF meeting. The previous one is ICCF-9 in Beijing, 2002, where Professor Xinzong Li was the chair. And this time, ICCF-23 is in Xiamen as an island city in southeast coast of China, as you can see here. And an important pioneer in this field, Professor Martin Fleischmann, attended ICCF-9 in 2002. So, and I also accompanied him to visit several places. And I must say that Martin Fleischmann visited China and visited Xiamen for the first time in 1985. He was invited to give a serious lecture on electrochemistry at that time. And I was lucky to be his PhD student and learn a lot from him because he is really great scientist with extremely high creativity. So I visited his home several times, and the last time it was 2008, and his health was not so well that time. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2012, and I attended his funeral to see him for the last time. And after that, together with other 2 friends of Martin, we had a special book for remember him. That's Electrochemistry Science inspired by Martin Fleischmann. And there was 19 chapters. And on the book cover, back cover, and we have pointed out that Martin Fleischmann was truly one of the fathers of modern electrochemistry, having made major contributions to diverse topics with electrochemical science and technology. And here we also point out that one of the field he opened up is the cold fusion that is related to the topic of this meeting. And as you can see here, Melvin, Miles, and Michael McCrew contribute a chapter 13 about cold fusion in that book. So if you are interested in, you possibly can find this book on the website. So ICCF has a long history and provide an important platform where researchers can share and exchange ideas and their results in a wide variety of scientific area, and especially with a common interest in condensed matter nuclear science. And due to the unfortunate COVID-19 pandemic, we have decided to change the traditional face-to-face meeting to virtual style, online style. And however, we all know that there are some disadvantages for the virtual meeting because the people cannot freely exchange, discuss about their thinking, their thought, and their experimental results. But we have to face the reality. So we just try to do our best by 7 ways, I should say, to promote the scientific development and collaboration through this platform. So we focus on best presentation, best scientific attitude, and best discussion. And after detailed literature search and consulting with IIC members, we invite and come up with a very attractive and strong list of speakers, I should say, including almost all the best groups in this field. And we also try to provide open, free atmosphere. So we accept all abstracts submit. And no matter the content is positive or negative or neutral or less relevant to the topic, we just think it's time for us to open up to have new blood, new and young people to join in, which is essentially important for development. So besides the normal Q&A in the presentation after the talk, we especially design a separate discussion session, and with a short question and short answer for about 1 hour. So for every year, for every day. So and it may provide some chance for those people who are unable to give an oral presentation. And we also just consider the time zone different, because the different time zone really makes some trouble, because we really can find a good time slot for all the people, all the participants all over the world. So 3 sessions, morning session, afternoon session, and evening session per day are designed, arranged for accommodating speakers and participants. So you can see for many speakers, we just arrange the best time for them and to speak up. So these arrangements take a long time for the best arrangement. And we also get the approval from ISC to record all presentations, including discussion. Then we will upload the video to the meeting website to let the people can watch after the meeting because of the time difference. Then we will get the permission from speakers. Then these recording files possibly will upload to our community's website as a file. We try to avoid registration fee in order to allow as more as participants to join in, because we all realize that it's very hard all the world, including in China, to get a project in this field. In fact, last year, we will fail to get a project from National Science Foundation of China. So we just try to provide as small as possible the opportunity for carrying out the research and discussion. So, and for the smooth proceedings or process of this first virtual ICCF, we also arrange in the past 3 days, we arrange 3 rehearsal sessions for all speakers to get familiarized with this Zoom meeting and virtual style. And we also invited 40 poster presentations to provide a pre-recorded poster. So now we have already provided in the website, so everyone can go to the poster session to look at those posters. Okay, so and I think we are pleased to see some progress made in recent 2 years, and there are positive, neutral, or negative, but it's good for the people to get interested in this field, because we also very pleased to notice that recent science and journal deliver a special issue about 2 months ago that has 125 questions focusing on possible biggest exploration and discovery in the future. And will cold fusion ever be possible is among the 125 questions. So people really want to understand or to seek the opportunity to see if there are any opportunity to have fusion with under a condition or with a lower temperature than conventional extremely high temperature. I think it's worthy to try it because of this energy program and for our global sustainable society. It's truly necessary. And from fundamental point of view, I prepare these slides and to show you that in fact, and material and surface science have a very long history. And in the beginning, we can just study some disorder and usually define materials in the very beginning of the science. However, the people can construct structurally well-defined bulk phase, such as a single crystal. So we all know the lattice and constant. We know the structure with a perfect picture. Then people move on to the surface because we are going to use these materials, or we create some materials for catalysis and for electrochemistry. But it's ill-defined. Then people just develop some single crystal materials so we can have a structurally well-defined surface that create the modern surface science. And nowadays, people are moving on to study some small active size with a structurally well-defined, with a controllable structure, like single atom catalysis with a structurally well-defined ligand and active atom. Nowadays, we are just moving on along this direction. We have already get some progress. However, if you think about, it's easy to probe and create some structurally well-defined bulk phase because they are the same or even the surface. But if we want to study those active sites or special and item arrangement inside the bulk, even inside the structurally well-defined bulk phase, there are some limited active sites with unknown structure, and which is extremely difficult because we do not have a reproducibility on how to create and how to probe or how to initiate a structural change, especially if you want to go to some equilibrium condition. And so I think condensed matter nuclear science may belong to the future of science because nowadays it's still too hard to understand. And suppose we want to trick some special actions, we have to just apply some trick method that include just jump up the temperature from room temperature to extremely high temperature or near the melting point. So I think there is plenty of room to study this particle behavior inside condensed matter under condition far from equilibrium. And that does not mean so we all need to focus on nuclear reaction. We have to understand first on those size and structure, and they are important, especially for the subsurface structure. And I would like to show this slide, noise difference, emphasized by Phil Anderson, and he in 1972, and he is a pioneer, truly pioneer, great scientist of condensed matter science, and he won Nobel Prize on physics in 1977. And as you can see here, we really can just simply change, bring up or follow the particle physics into the condensed matter particle physics. They are different, noise different. So we have to think about that. So let me just go through quickly on the program of this meeting. And the fact of ICCF-23, this is the first virtual meeting of ICCF, and we arrange 86 total abstract and oral presentation and poster presentation. We have over 400 registrations from 34 countries. And as you can see here, China is ranked as the first one. However, I must point out, and over 130 students, they really don't know any co-fusion or condensed matter nuclear reaction. But they are interested in this meeting because it was held it has been held in Xiamen University. So they would like to know some of their professors are doing some peculiar or unexplored things because in here we do not just make a big announcement for what we have been doing, and I think the situation for this project is not so good, and we are just trying to turn the point over with all the synergetical effort from all the world, we say. And as you can see, we have a program and with 3 sessions every day, and that is then we have a screenshot group in the evening, this evening, because this evening time is the best time slot for most participants. So please join us in the evening and today. I think it's 8:20 p.m. of China time. Then I really appreciate 10 plenary lecturers for their carefully preparation, and we are looking forward to have their excellent talk as well as 22 invited 14 oral talks. And I should thank the organizers and sponsors, especially Youth Energy Group. They are doing hydrogen energy, and they are very supportive to this meeting. And we have two organized, ICAM and P-Course. Due to the time, I just skip up. And then we sincerely thank the International Advisory Board, International Advisory Committee for all members for their very helpful advice. And we will have an ISC meeting tomorrow for design ICCF-24. And finally, and most importantly, I sincerely thank all members of the local organizing committee for the tremendous work and great contributions to this meeting. And I would like to point out these three young people, and Chong'en Huang, Ren Hu, and Ling Duan. And you have received many note email from them and answers from your questions. So we really appreciate them. Of course, all other people working as a team. So we just try to do our best to make this conference successfully. And okay, so unfortunately you cannot come to Xiamen. This is a picture we just took last week. So this is a journal of Xiamen University. It's really beautiful. Xiamen University campus is one of most beautiful campus in China. So we do hope that you can visit us in the near future. And now I would like to invite Dr. David Nagon and to give a few words on behalf of ISC of ICCF. So I stop sharing my screen.
Thank you very much, ZQ. Hello and welcome to colleagues from all over the world, especially the many participants from China. I'm very happy that they include many students. We're all students in some sense, and I am glad to try and share the excitement of the conference, as I'm sure all of us are, with the students who are listening. I appreciate the chance to make a couple of points at the beginning of this important conference. First of all, as many of you know, the International Advisory Committee is made up of past ICCF chairmen and co-chairmen. We know a lot about how to organize these meetings, having been through it. So on behalf of all of us, let me thank Professor Tian, his vice chairs, and his hardworking local organizing committee for the organization, operation, and recording of this conference. Those many efforts are really appreciated, especially because it's necessary to hold this as a virtual conference. So thanks to all of you. The second point is, I'd like to note that we're really fortunate to be working in a field with two major features, one scientific and one practical, which I view as something to celebrate. LENR is a very complex and challenging scientific problem. How indeed is it possible to produce nuclear reactions at low energies? The full understanding of LENR will greatly change nuclear physics and technology. And that could happen in the next few years, thanks to ICCF-23 and many other global activities that are now in progress. And as many of you know, in addition to the science, LENR has great commercial promise based on the results of over 3 decades of experimentation. The exploitation of LENR for the widespread good of humankind could happen in the next 1 or 2 decades. Whether or not that will be in time to soften the many bad impacts of climate change remains to be determined. But it seems clear that on some time scale, LENR could do for clean energy generation what cell phones did for communications. So I think it's reasonable to take the view that we're making history. This is important. This is not just a backwater scientific topic that we're dealing with. So in closing, thanks to everyone for their contributions to ICCF-23. I wish all of you an exciting and useful conference. Thank you very much.